The central point of compliance under MDR is Annex I, the General Safety and Performance Requirements. GSPR. At first sight, the evidence document looks exactly like you know it for Annex I under the MDD. But the requirements are now stricter. At the same time, the requirements to make the technical documentation clearer and more unambiguous have also increased. If, for example, you want to show the notified body that you comply with a certain standard, then the version of the standard is also part of the verification document. You should also have documented how you have implemented the standard and what impact there has been. Finally, as proof of compliance, SOPs and verification documents, as well as a statement, should also be included in the document. Today we show what you have to pay attention to in order to set up and live the process. We also show how to manage your GSPR in a digital technical file and the advantages of doing so. So, let's start. First, we identified all applicable standards and guidance documents that could potentially be used. Independent of product groups. We recommend a standards management process so that these important requirements are managed centrally. Under the MDR, it is especially important to pay attention to state-of-the-art. You can find more information in our last video, State-of-the-Art GSPRs. Now we can identify from the applicable standards those which are actually applied for our product group. We compile the list of the applied standards. From this list we also derive the requirements for the verification documents. For example, biocompatibility report, clinical evaluation or stability reports. But SOPs can also be referenced if they are used to show conformity. This mix of data flows into our GSPR document. Standards, guidance documents, SOPs, verification documents. Our justifications for the individual points can also be found here. So far so good. As a manufacturer of medical devices, however, we must constantly prove conformity with Annex I. And there are constantly impacts that trigger proactive action. Standards are revised from time to time. Completely new standards come out which, as a manufacturer, I have to take into account. Guidance documents and best practices are also revised or newly introduced. The material used may change or the supplier announces changes. My own design changes, which I have initiated, for example, from observations after the product has been put on the market. And last but not least, the periodic updates of evidence documents, as required by MDR. Our GSPR document, and our proof of conformity is therefore under constant attack. If, for example, standards or guidance documents change, this has a direct impact on our applied standards. This also potentially affects our verification documents or SOPs and their revisions. Our GSPR documents are directly affected and must be updated accordingly. How can GSPR documents be digitally managed and automated? We show it using our Medevo ETD. Standards and document updates are monitored by the Medevo GSPR Manager and are therefore constantly monitored. If changes are made, that affects contents of the GSPR document, you can see it immediately and have the document updated automatically at the click of your mouse. The whole thing looks like this. New standards are released. They automatically flow into the list of applied standards. Updated documents are released. All information is then collected and updated in the GSPR project. After that you get your updated document and you are done. Let's recap of what needs to be done. We need to look for updates on standards and guidance documents. The possible impact must be checked. The list of applied standards must be updated. Verification documents must be created or updated. Finally, all GSPR documents must be updated. And ultimately, of course, we recommend using Medevo to dramatically improve this process. In addition to the management of GSPR documents, Medevo enables the digital management of technical documentation at content level. Documents are written automatically and constantly monitored by the system. There is even more to discover what ETD can do. Medevo not only makes technical documentation better, it is also a lot of fun to work with. Thanks for joining today.